Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. This is our match preview, a big one for Crystal Palace v Aston Villa in the FA Cup semi-final. No big deal, is it, guys? It's just another game on the horizon. We are all going, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm stopping over the night on Saturday. Hopefully, we celebrating in London. So Ryan, what are you doing? What are you doing for it?
Oh, you know me, mate. The dawn will break. I'll be on the beers and I'll be getting excited for the game, mate. So I'm heading down there early doors, soaking as much as the atmosphere as possible. It's a special day, special occasion. Around the ground, it would just be a sea of claret and blue. The vibe's amazing, and just Wembley's a special occasion, isn't it? And when you go there with your club and you're going there together and you're taking over half the ground and you're in that battle together, there's no better feeling in the world, you know. So mega excited for it, and positive for a good outcome. So looking forward to it, mate.
What's on the horizon for you, Hannah? How will you be experiencing it?
Yeah, I think similarly, we'll probably get on the road about 10 a.m, get down nice and early, probably drive most of the way and then get the overground in. And I've only been to Wembley once, so I think this will probably be the first time I'm going actually thinking that we might win, because the first time was for the League Cup final in 2020. When we were playing Man City, and that was the season we were really bad. So I think there will be a little bit more jeopardy on it for me this time. So I'm not sure how the Wembley experience is going to be with that increased level of nervousness, but I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a really good day. As soon as you start to see, all the other cars going down on the motorway with the claret and blue scarves out the window and stuff, even for a semi-final, I think it's just really exciting. But equally, I'm really trying to almost not think about it too much, because I don't want to start panicking about what might be and what could happen yet. So I think just trying to look forward to it as a nice day out, and then I'm going to stress about the football maybe about 90 minutes before kick off. Otherwise, I'm just going to feel sick for the rest of the week.
Yeah, we won't ask Justin because he's got the open top bus parade ready for when he gets back to Birmingham on the 18th of May. So
it's all booked. It's all booked.
You ready? You'll be in town centre, mate.
I'll be first one there with my flag.
What you got planned?
I've got to go to work in the morning, would you believe? It's the joys of running your own business. So I've got to go into work. We're leaving about midday-ish. I pre-booked immediately as soon as we got to the semi-final one of those park on your drive things. So we'll get down there, get parked, and then get over to the stadium. And like Ryan said, just can't wait to get in the throngs of the Villa hordes and experience it, walk up that. What we used to be Wembley Way, I presume it still is Wembley Way. I've been a few times since it's been the new one. But yeah, walk up there, just take in the atmosphere and get in early to the ground, find my seat, just sit and enjoy it. Because as much as when they built the new Wembley, I wish they'd put it more central. It still is very special, isn't it? And there's no better place to win a game of football than Wembley. Definitely not.
My record watching Villa in the FA Cup semi-finals is quite good, to be honest. So I went to my first memory was watching us against Bolton. I remember as a kid, and I've said this story before. We went to penalties, and me and my brother were celebrating that he'd gone to penalties. And then we had the Liverpool one, didn't we? That was a special game. So hopefully this is going to be another one. We got Crystal Palace, guys, a team that they've had our number this season, and I'm actually feeling okay about playing Crystal Palace. I think we've got a lot of data, we've got a lot of knowledge on how they play against us. Hannah, what are your thoughts on sort of Crystal Palace? How are you feeling about playing them?
It's one of them, because on paper they are still technically the weakest team left in the competition, and that's not me immediately getting a dig into Palace, because they get that all the time, 12th place FC. But I think we are going into it as the favourites, which I think doesn't necessarily play into our favour. I think we've had some really, really horrible games against them recently. Obviously, end of last season, we were on the beach a little bit. We'd sort of already qualified for the Champions League. So we were, on the beach having a party down there. But this season, in the League Cup, they beat us. In the league at home, we drew, which was really just a rubbish game. And then obviously, more recently, back in February, they absolutely tore us a new one at Selhurst, which, on the balance of our season, yes, we've had some poor results, but that was up there with one of the worst. That performance was particularly bad, and I don't think we got it right tactically. So I think there will have been a lot of lessons learned from that game, and I'm hoping that actually, given that was in sort of recent history, recent memory, Emery will have learned a lot from it, and will be able to go into this game sort of with an even more precise idea of how we need to attack it. I think, yes, I don't know if you can class Wembley as a neutral ground because they are a London club. It's only up the road, but technically, it's a neutral ground and it's a one-off game and anything can happen. So I'd like to think, again, this is the kind of thing that this Villa team are really good at. We seem to turn up for the big occasions. Just look back to the PSG at home game. Yes, we got knocked out, but I feel like it will be one of those similar vibes where it's a sort of all or nothing. All the fans are just totally behind the team. There's a lot of belief amongst the players and the manager. So I'm hoping that kind of united front, and the fact that we're seriously within clutching distance of a trophy now, I don't know when we'll get a better chance of getting really far in the FA Cup competition, because we've obviously had a couple of nice ties and a couple of Premier League ties, and now we're left in potentially playing Forest or City, which obviously both really tough games. But yeah, you're not worried about Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. We're 2 games away from it, and I think really we've got to be looking at this as the chance for us to win a trophy.
Not gonna lie, I've got quite nervous in the last 7 minutes for some reason. I came on all like, yeah, we're gonna do it, and then now I'm feeling a bit nervous, guys. Not gonna lie. Right, so Ryan, how do you think Emery's going to approach this? Leon Bailey at wing back. What do you reckon?
Oh, hell no. How no do we go a back 5? No, there's no way Emery gets done like that again. There's no chance.
What was he thinking, though?
Oh, I don't know. We was very, very stretched that game. I think Bogard and maybe Kamara finished it. Oh, no, I don't think Kamara played, but we was very stretched. People was out of positions. Like you say, Leon Bailey at right wing back, it's crazy. But we'll use that, right? We'll use that experience and that result as ammo in the dressing room before we leave. Yeah, we owe 1 because like Hannah touched on, that they have had our number since the end of last season. But I think, like you say, four games has passed now without a victory. I don't think Emery gets done for a 5th. No chance. I think he'll have something. I fully respect Glasner. I think he's modernised Crystal Palace. They're an attractive team to watch. Like the likes of Eze, Sarr, Mateta, all very could create an individual moment at any time. They're special players, and Adam Wharton in the midfield as well. Excellent, absolutely dictated play against us, and they're solid defensively as well. And I was looking at a few of their stats and stuff like that, and you know who they're very, very, very similar to. It kind of goes under the radar, but they're very similar to Nottingham Forest. I was looking at the stats. They're happy not to have the ball. They're happy to counter attack you. They're very solid. They're very structured, and they're clinical. They're clinical, and they hit you with a goal. So we should have an air of nervousness about us because they are a really good outfit, but there is weaknesses to them, and Emery will finally exploit the weaknesses. I feel like we can get in the half spaces against them. I feel like if we play in front of their back line, they're very structured and static. So I'm intrigued for this tactical battle. And I'm sure Emery has got a score to settle, and I'm backing him to do it. And like he said in his post-match comments against Manchester City, positivity, and I'm sure he's well up for this time.
Yeah, he's due a win against Glasner. Played 4 times, he's lost 3 and drew 1. Never beat Glasner's side. So now's the time when it matters to deliver. Justin, what do you think the squad mentality is going to be like going into this? I've seen Watkins talking about him wanting to win a trophy, and I've heard Conser say the same thing earlier in the season. So how do we attack this?
I think it's pretty straightforward, and it's very obvious to say, but this is the chance for this squad, this set of players, to put themselves into the history books at Villa, and it won't be lost on them that how long it's been since we have won a trophy, and a lot of these players that have been with us a long time, the likes of Mings and McGinn, they want to win a trophy. Everybody wants to win a trophy, and this is, for me, the big one. And for a lot of these, they haven't won this competition, have they? So the likes of Yuri Tielemans that won it with Leicester, he can say to me, it's a fantastic competition to win, isn't it? So I've no doubt on the mentality. I've no doubt about mindset going into it. They know exactly what is facing them. They know exactly they are 2 games away from almost immortality as a Villa team. To be the Villa team that finally wins the FA Cup after so long. You only have to look up at Newcastle, what's happened up there since they won their first trophy in forever, and that team's going to be remembered forever. And I think out of all the managers we've had for a very long time, I feel like Unai deserves to be the manager, and I want him to be the manager that finally wins us another trophy, because I think I want him to go down as an all-time great. He's going to be pretty close anyway, regardless of what happens over the next few years, but it's also very important for our progress to win a trophy as well. I don't want this to be let's win a trophy and then everything collapses around us. I want this to be the start of an era of Aston Villa, and there's no better way of doing it than winning the FA Cup. Hopefully that will then give them all the hunger to go and do it again next year, win another trophy. So yeah, it's monumentally important in the short term and the long term for me to get, hopefully, these next 2 games in the FA Cup and win this trophy.
Definitely. Right. So we're going to have a little quick look at Crystal Palace then. What can we expect from their team? So they're 3 at the back. We want them to become a 5 at the back. Munoz will go forward. Mitchell will go forward, making up a front 5 of Eze, Mateta and Sarr and 2 wing-backs. You'll get 2 in the middle. I imagine it's going to be Wharton and Hughes. So in like games that have gone by, there's been overloads in there compared to Villa's midfield. So in this one, it's a 2v2 in there, and then hopefully Villa will have players that will be able to drop in there. Again, you can see that there will be space in behind the fullbacks or wing-backs where Villa will hopefully be able to exploit. Mateta can often drop a little bit deeper, so he drops deeper. Eze and Sarr can run off him. We've just got to make sure that we are stopping transitions, limiting them to breaking on us. Don't allow them to set traps. Let that become a back 5. Let them do a lot of defensive work, and then Villa will be able to dominate the game. But, we've seen so many times they've been able to catch us on transition. They've been able to set little traps and break on us. Set pieces, they are just as good as us from scoring. They are better than us at defending set pieces so far this season. So we've got to make sure that every area of the pitch that we are bang at it. Hannah, I'm going to ask you then, do you feel like something's bubbling with this FA Cup? Do you believe that we can win it?
I think we absolutely have to believe that we can win it, because if we can't win it in this sort of round, then when are we going to be able to? I think it's frustrating that we've had such bad form against Crystal Palace, because any of the team would be looking at a Crystal Palace semi-final and thinking, yeah, brilliant. Like, we take that and we get to the final in a few weeks' time. I think since Emery came in, even if you go back to when the owners came in and there was talk around this big project, and it's always been there's a project, we're building something, we're buying X players for the project, we're getting this manager in for the project, players extending their contracts for the project. And there comes a point where the project has to become successful. And I think for that to happen, we have to win something. Unai Emery is a winner in his career. I think he has achieved things at Villa, but we've not won anything yet. So that has to be ticked off at some point. And it has always felt from the very, very early days of him coming in that it's a matter of if rather than when. No, rather a matter of when rather than if, sorry. So I think the FA Cup for Villa has to be now what we compete in every season. For so long it's been we drop out in the third or fourth round. We're now so close, like I said earlier, we're 2 games away from the best trophy that you can win in England, apart from winning the league, which people have liked to call me out on before when I've said that. So yeah, I think if you don't believe in it now, my question would be, when are you ever going to believe? Yes, we've got a stinky record against Palace, but I think I can't remember which of you that said it. Maybe it was you, Ryan. But how often is Emery going to get beat a 5th time with the same manager, the same team? At some point, he's going to learn. We know that tactically he is a very good manager. Yes, there's been times where we know that he's got it wrong, but we know that going into this game, he's probably going to have sleepless nights until Saturday, and that team are going to be drilled. We have to believe it, and I really do hope that when everyone gets down to London on Saturday, that there is nothing but positive energy. There's going to be some nerves, I think. Like we said, I think when Palace, do their first counter attack, there's going to be clenched bodies. But we just have to believe. I think, if you're not going to enjoy the ride and the belief in a cup run like this, then what's the point? I think it's all about getting excited and believing that you can do it. And look at Newcastle, like we said, it totally changes the feel around the club. I think for people my age, even most of you guys that haven't seen us win much in our lifetimes, I think it's like really hard now to imagine just how incredible the mood around the club will be if we win a trophy, especially one like the FA Cup. For me, never been alive when we've lifted a trophy. So that for me would be almost like a historic moment, not just for the club, but for my Aston Villa lifetime, because we may never do it again in my lifetime, in any of our lifetime. So yeah, I think absolutely we're all on the belief bus, shall we say. And
I love it. Where do we get on that bus? Where's
yeah,
that picking us up from?
It's picking us up on the doorstep Saturday morning, and it's from Wembley way, and we're there. That's a train.
You are right what you're saying, because it's been 10 years since we last got to the FA Cup final, and then before that it was 15. So it doesn't come around. They don't come around often, really, as often as what you would like. And I think we've all sort of said that there's going to be tough decisions to be made, right? We're all going to go around the room, and the tough decision is going to be Watkins or Rashford, right? So we'll go with Ryan first. We're kind of doing a bit of the predicted lineup, I guess. Who's he picking to play up front?
Gosh, we've kind of gone back to the Watkins Duran sort of debate, haven't we? Where it's one or the other. Where when Rashford come in, he was on the left wing and he was doing bits there, to be fair, as well. And Watkins would play, but it seems to have gone right. It's rather this striker or that striker. I put Watkins down on my predicted lineup. Yeah, I put Watkins down, but I would not be surprised if Rashford was to start. He's a big time player, and the big games, like the Paris Saint-Germains, the Manchester Cities. He started with Rashford, and I thought he was excellent the other night. Blistering pace, looking on fire. It kind of like looks like how Emery wants to use him now. You're seeing more different runs from him, and he's pressing. He's was excellent the other night. His positioning in the press. I don't know. I feel like it'll be Watkins.
Okay, Justin.
Watkins.
Are we
simple.
elaborating? Are we elaborating?
I'll elaborate more when we do the predicted lineup, but yes, for me,
Okay,
Saturday,
that's a nice little
Ollie
teaser.
Watkins, teaser. Yes, I feel he has come out and been fairly vocal about being left on the bench in big games. And I don't mind that, to be honest, because I think it's all done in a very professional way. I expect any player playing at that level in the games that we have to be knocking on the manager's door saying, do you know what, boss? I think I deserve to play in this. And also, do you know what, boss? Can you just give me a reason why I haven't played in this? And I've no problem with that. I've no problem with the player being taken off and having a sulk. I think there was a little bit of a clip going around of, was it Barkley, someone going on as a sub, Barkley having a bit of a, these are professional players playing at the highest level and they want to play, don't they? So it's fine having a bit of a moan, but I think they're all together. I do think they're all in it together. But for me, for Saturday, it's Ollie Watkins on the big open spaces of Wembley Stadium. I think he's going to be imperative for us.
Okay, Hannah. Is it a clean sweep?
For me, it's Watkins. But then again, I don't want to tease my predicted lineup too much, but I might have both of them in my team.
Oh, okay. And I'm going to finish it off with, I've got one of them in my team, and you'll have to watch the predicted lineup.
Tune in to the next episode.
There we go. You can find out.
Luke, the
tomorrow.
producer there.
I absolutely love it. Right, we got anything else to talk about? No, we haven't really. I think we've covered it pretty efficiently in 22 minutes.
Score
So
prediction.
we're going to give. That's what we are going to do. So I'll kick it off, and I'm going 1-3 to Aston Villa as we are the away team. So 3-1 to Villa. That is my score prediction. Hannah.
I'm going for a 2-1 Villa win. We have
Was
to
it
predict
4 then?
this.
Yeah, I thought you said 4. Okay, love it. Right, well then we finish off with Justin. Ryan, what are you going with?
I am on the same page as Hannah. I've predicted 2-1 as well.
And Justin.
And I am on the same page as him up there. Luke.
Me.
3-1. Yeah, 3-1. I had 3-1 written down.
Absolutely love it. Right, so that is the preview. We'll be back tomorrow for the predicted lineup where you'll find out who we've put up front. Up the Villa.
Up
Up the Villa.